I'm Anthony Forrest, the president of Steel Cod, and I'm here with John Beresford, our VP of Sales, ready to discuss all things appliances. All right, John, this is quite the versus here because I'm not sure if this versus aged all that well because it seems that as the years go on, it becomes less of a conversation, but it's still out there, and that's electric dryers versus gas dryers. And gas dryers carry a lot of history with them for the right reasons or not, but they do. Is gas cheaper to run? Is gas more efficient? Is it a better style of heat? If I want to dry muffins versus drying steak, oh, that's ovens or gas versus electric. So basically, we're just in dryers. So the conversation's there. We're searching for it online. Where do you want to start this conversation?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that we are seeing this less and less. Where you see it more often than not in the marketplace now is in new builds, where they can kind of do either one and they come in confused because they want to, because they have the opportunity to do both. But, we can start from the beginning. Look, both of these dryers dry clothes, I mean, that's just the first thing to get out of the way because the industry tends to try to lean more on the performance debate and like to try to justify one versus another or anything like that. And it's really not true. I mean, gas dryers and electric dryers, sure, they use a different heat source, but they're solving the same exact problem the same exact way. And I think this is the only episode that we'll ever do where we actually get to say that, right? Because, we're moving air, we're applying heat, and we're removing moisture over time. I mean, that's it. That's all we're doing, right? Gas will heat faster. Okay. That's always been the way. Electric is much simpler to install. But once you kind of zoom out and look at kind of the full cycle of things, the actual difference in how dry your clothes are at the end is pretty much almost identical. So if you're trying to choose between them based off of which one works better, I mean, you're already kind of looking at it the wrong way. This isn't a performance decision. It's really, it's just a setup decision more than anything else.
So it's interesting how you how you started with that, and you talk about how builders, it's on new construction and whatnot because you obviously the utilities and whatnot, and the builders, if it's for a condo or a spec house or something, are always going to choose the cheapest option for them. So they might say, well,
Yeah.
the dryer is going to be a little cheaper, but the hookups are going to be more expensive, so it's not worth it. So we're really talking about a consumer that has the option. That it's on them now. There's a custom home or semi-custom home. They get to pick which one it is. So let's start from the heat source. What's different under the hood?
I mean, not a whole heck of a lot, really, really, it's not. I mean, at the most basic level, this comes down to how the heat is created, right? A gas dryer is using combustion, and you've got natural gas or you've got propane feeding into basically a burner assembly, right? It's igniting and it's producing heat very quickly. That's what it does. The heat is then pulled through the drum with airflow. With an electric dryer, it's using a resistance heating element, right? I mean, think of it like a coil that heats up when electricity passes through it, right? There's no flame. It's just electrical resistance that's generating that heat. So right away, you know, I guess there's a behavioral difference there, right? I mean, gas hits temperature a heck of a lot faster. You get that immediate heat ramp up, and electric takes a little bit longer to build the full heat, but once it's there, it's very stable and it's very consistent. But, I guess the key point there that most people miss is that the heat source changes how quickly you get to temperature, but it doesn't dramatically change the end result of the cycle, right? At the end of the day, you're getting the same results either way. Just because a heat enters a chamber quicker than the other one doesn't really do anything for you when you're talking about the end result.
So, I mean, talk about that. So you're saying really in terms of the cycle, in terms of the usage, once you're using these appliances, you're not going to feel that much of a difference besides the initial heat.
No, I mean, gas dryers tend to feel faster at the beginning of the cycle, right? I mean, if you opened up the dryer mid-cycle and kind of felt those close, you probably say, "Oh, gas is probably doing a better job here because the heat entered the chamber a little bit faster," right? So psychologically, I guess it seems like it's working harder or working better. I mean, if you go by that terms, and electric dryers ramp up more gradually. So early in the cycle, it could probably feel like it's doing less, I guess. But again, over the full cycle is really all we care about anyways, right? Both are cycling heat on and off. Both are managing temperature, and both are working towards the exact same dryness target, especially with these modern sensor dryers that we have out there. So what happens is people experience that faster initial heat from gas and just assume the entire machine is better. I think that's really how this gas is better conversation really came from, and it's just not the case. It's just different behavior at the front end of the cycle. That's really all we're talking about.
So let's talk the true differences between the two, and that would be on install and operating costs. Let's start with operating costs. I mean, now we're talking gas is the heat versus electric is the heat. So, what are we talking about in differences in the operating costs?
Yeah, I think, and listen, I think there's some truth here that needs to be exposed too, because this is usually where it gets exaggerated, right? Gas is typically cheaper per unit of energy than electricity in most areas, right? I mean, there's always some outliers, but in most areas. So on paper, a gas dryer can cost less to run per cycle. Pretty fair, pretty fair. Okay. But the difference is usually smaller than most people expect, number one. Okay. We're not talking about cutting your utility bills in half, right? We're talking about really incremental savings over time. And those savings depend heavily, on how often you're even using your machine in the first place. If you're running multiple loads every day, sure, it'll add up for you. But if you're doing a couple of loads a week, the difference, you might see it, but it's not going to be life changing in any way. And what almost never really gets discussed is all of the upfront cost to get gas in place if it's not already there, because now you're not just buying a dryer, you're running the gas line, you're involving a plumber, and you're increasing the install complexity overall. So the real cost conversation isn't just gas is cheaper to run, it's the total cost over time, which includes the installation into your home. So, I mean, to me, with modern day efficiency standards and everything that's out there, I would tell you that electric dryer is less of an investment than a gas dryer is. Just even over the course of time, the life of the thing, because you spend so much more for this gas advantage that isn't really there either.
So let's compare them truly upfront in terms of the install and infrastructure side of it.
hmm Yeah, I think that this is probably where the decision really gets made in the real world, right? Because gas does require that gas line that we talked about, and it means proper hookup and proper sealing, and in many cases, a licensed installer. It's usually a plumber, right? It depends. Like I live in Massachusetts, you have to have a plumber do it. Electric dryers require 240-volt outlet. That's it, right? So there's no connection, there's no combustion system, there's less complexity overall. So if your house is already set up for gas, great, you have an option, right? If it's a new build like we've been talking about and kind of the customer that still has this question that's out there, you have the option, go for it if you want to. But if not, I mean, the ones that I use to have to kind of talk off the ledge is the customers coming in looking for gas and you found out they had electric in the home and they were going to convert over to this. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, we need to sit down and have a talk here, right? So, because it's not worth adding the infrastructure for what we've really decided on is a marginal operational difference, right? In most cases, the answer is going to be no, should I add gas, right? And this is where sales floor people really kind of get in trouble because they push gas as a better option without walking through what it actually takes to support it. I remember a ton of decisions, where salespeople would lean into the gas conversation because the customer thought that they wanted to go there, and it's just, you have all this extra cost and you're really getting nothing in return at this point, especially now. I mean, we stopped selling a long time ago. Just imagine what that conversation and the difference is now. I mean, it would be a useless endeavor to really try to go to gas from electric at this point.
Right. So another thing we talk about a lot on the podcast is ownership experience and that over time, the maintenance and service considerations. So between the two, I was seeing a big difference in terms of that side of the house.
Sure, I think so. I mean, listen, gas dryers have more going on internally. We've already explained that, right? So, where you have an ignition system and a burner and a gas valve and all of these things, and all of those things are tied to combustion, right? Electric dryers are simpler. It's a heating element, there's a lot fewer variables, and there's almost no complexity to it at all. I would say the part that actually matters long term is neither of those is really probably the main failure point in all of this. It's usually in the venting, right? Through lint buildup and restricted airflow and poor duct design. And, that's what's going to drive the service issues, right? Overheating, long drive times. I mean, even safety concerns sometimes if you're not careful. So again, we come back to the same theme, right? People focus on the machine, but the real performance driver is really everything around it. But you do have to think about the extra expenses if you do need service down the line. Well, nobody's servicing a gas dryer while it's still fully installed, right? I mean, you have to disconnect that gas line and do all of those types of things, which means another visit from your licensed plumber. Very rarely are you going to be able to have a service call where that part of the equation is not needed. So,
Well, we don't need a drum roll or a timpani roll or anything like for this one. So, John, who's the winner?
yeah, this should have died a long time ago, but for some reason it's still out there. For the people that still care about it, and for the newer salespeople that really aren't sure how to handle this debate, put people in electric whenever possible. Okay, electric will take a little bit longer to ramp up, and it might be a little bit more. I mean, we're talking micro differences in a utility bill. But, the cost up front for install and service down the line and all of that kind of stuff, it's going to end up costing that customer more long term. Forget about the savings on their utility bill. It's going to cost them more out of pocket to own a gas dryer at this point than it is an electric. So if you have a customer that's between the two, sell electric 100 out of 100 times. If you have a customer that's coming in that is replacing a gas unit and all of your hookups and utilities are already there to accommodate the new one, great. But at this point in the game, it is the only customer that should be buying a gas dryer is the one that already has one in their home.
We drop a new episode every day of the week, including weekends. Don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.